Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Optimize Your VoIP Business webinar. This is a joint webinar with our friends, I should say, over at Telinta with Anthony Stiso. Anthony, great to have you back.
Thank you, Tim. Great to be here.
It's only been a couple years and really necessary to do this again. I'm really glad we get the chance to do this.
Me too.
We've been working with Telinta now for a number of years, even since before I think I came on board with Commio 5 years ago. So excited to really sort of explain, Talinta's product offering, what they do best, and then how Commio plugs into Talinta to deliver those calls with high quality at the best possible price. And just to be clear too, I know some folks I noticed who registered for this are on some of my other communications that Commio is now the new name of the combination of, you can see their logos over my shoulder over here, Think and Telly. So you may have heard of Talinta in the context of working with Think. And now we just call ourselves Commio. So it's great to have everybody on board and in here today. And we two things: we are recording the session, so we will provide the recording afterwards. I know some people are busy. If you got to ring off, that's fine, but we'll send you a copy of the recording. You can listen, watch anytime you want. And also, we really encourage you to use the chat and the Q&A buttons up there. Feed us the questions, and we will answer them when we get to the end of the material. So with no further ado, would really like Anthony here, I'll go ahead and stop sharing. If you want to go ahead and share your slides, would love to learn more about Talinta and your solutions first.
Okay, very good.
Awesome. Gotcha.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you everyone for joining us here today. My name is Anthony Stiso, and I'm going to speak today about Telinta's hosted switching and billing solutions for VoIP service providers. Telinta was founded in 2002, so we bring over 2 decades of experience. We're actually one of the companies who pioneered the concept of hosting a soft switch in the cloud. Over the years, we've provided partition soft switch for hundreds of VoIP service providers and their resellers around the world. We call our platform Telecore, and what makes it different is that it's fully integrated switching and billing. So you don't need to import and export things from one system to another. It's fully integrated. And we also, over the years, have developed our own custom solutions and tools that we've added to that. We listen to what customers need, we see what they want, and we've done significant custom development over the years. We're also integrated to a complete ecosystem of industry-leading partners, such as Commio, that provide the products and services that you need to run a VoIP business. We understand that you need to put together a wide variety of products and services, and our platform is the place where all that comes together for switching, billing, routing. And our platform is the largest of its type anywhere in the world. We're based in New Jersey. Our main facility is just outside of New York City, 165 Halsey Street. We also have additional facilities in key markets around the world and across the country. Our business model is very simple. We sell to VoIP service providers and only to VoIP service providers. We never sell directly to enterprise customers because we don't want to compete with our customers in the marketplace. If it's a service provider, we'd love to handle you. If you're an enterprise, we usually refer that to one of our customers or help you find another solution. But we don't sell directly to end users. Everything we do is white label, so you and your resellers will never see the Telinta brand name in any of our solutions. You can bring your own VoIP termination carriers, your own DID providers, as many as you need, any provider you need. And you can also use other services that help you run your business, things like SMS, E911, voicemail transcription. When you join Telinta as a customer, one of our senior engineers will reach out to you to schedule 6 hours of comprehensive training to help you get started. After that, we provide you with 24/7 live technical support every day of the year. Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, Ramadan, nights, weekends, holidays, we have a shift of engineers ready to help you when you need. So the way it works is you run your business based on our platform so that you don't need to deploy any hardware or software of your own. You manage your business through an administrative portal so that you can easily configure your termination providers and your routing. We have APIs to industry-leading DID providers such as Commio. We provide you with tools that can help your resellers. Resellers are basically other VoIP service providers on their own, but they buy services directly from you, and our platform helps you do that. You can also provide self-care portals for your end users where they can do a variety of self-service functions, make payments, manage their account, see real-time CDRs and other things. And many other things here are just a few. Just in the interest of time, I won't discuss all of them, but we'd love to tell you more. Probably the most exciting on this list is the mobile and desktop soft phones. So our platform helps you offer a wide variety of popular voice services. Here's just a few. Obviously, we won't talk about all of them, but in the interest of time, we'll focus on just one, hosted PBX. Probably the fastest growing, most exciting opportunity for Telinta customers is to offer hosted PBX, business telephony, to profitable business customers. And it's a very full-featured, robust solution with dozens and dozens of PBX features. You can offer extensions, dial by name directory, hunt groups, call queues, voicemail to email, fax to email, customizable music on hold. If you don't like ours, you can upload your own. Customizable IVR. Again, we have prompts in a variety of languages, but again, you can record your own. You can also offer an auto attendant. Press 1 for sales, press 2 for support. Very popular with business customers, especially small business customers that want to look big. And IP phone profiles to streamline provisioning. And this, again, in the interest of time, we won't talk about all of the features, but I would like to just describe this a little more. It may be the first time that you are provisioning a specific IP device, but odds are we've provisioned it many, many times before. So we've built profiles that help you automatically provision hundreds of different IP models. The way it works is you build your inventory of IP phones through an administrative portal. You enter account details, phone number, MAC address, things like that. And you can easily provision a wide variety of IP phones. Video-capable phones, cordless IP phones, ATAs that let your users continue to use analog phones if they need, and even things like door units and paging speakers, which are very popular with some businesses. Either you or the vendor that you purchase the equipment from can very easily load Telinta's platform provisioning address into the device so that at the user prem, just power up the device, plug in an Ethernet cable, and the phone automatically reaches out to our platform to download a configuration profile. And this is something very simple to do. Even the end user can power up the phone and plug in an Ethernet cable. So you don't need to send an installer to manually configure the phone. The end result, fast, error-free provisioning of any number of IP devices. It could be one, it could be a dozen, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, as many IP devices as you need to provision, you can use the solution for. It's good not just for the initial deployment of phones, but also for things like updating firmware, activating and deactivating features. Very useful solution using the power of the cloud to help your business. And as I mentioned, we have profiles for hundreds of devices from industry leading manufacturers. Here's a few. If there's a phone that we don't have a profile for, we'd love to take a look at it for you. Just in summary, we provide you with a complete switching and billing solution. We give you customizable portals that you can use with your resellers, your distributors, your agents, your end users. The portals are brandable, and you can configure them in any language you need. Our billing is fully integrated. It's also real-time billing. So we offer real-time CDRs, which means you can offer services both on a prepaid or a postpaid basis, or a combination of both. Our billing very flexible. You can configure your own discount plans and promotions. You can create subscriptions. You can even bill things that are not really linked to our platform, but you want to add them to your invoice. You can add any recurring or non-recurring charge to your invoice. You're in complete control of your brand, your pricing, your billing, and your invoices. And our platform automatically sends the invoices for you. We're integrated with dozens of industry-leading credit card processing providers around the world. This means you can easily accept credit cards, debit cards. We even have a solution for PayPal. And if your business model needs, you can even accept cash payments using our distributor interface. The integration is also important. Remember the slide I showed with all the different services? All those services are integrated on our platform. So if your customer needs a combination of things, maybe SIP trunking at one location, but hosted PBX at another location, maybe remote work solutions using mobile or desktop soft phones, you can create all these things fully integrated, both switching and billing. So it makes for some very creative service bundles on your part. Most of what I've talked about today is technology, but your business needs more than technology. It needs people, people who can train you, people who can support you around the clock every day of the year, and people who can customize a solution to meet your special needs. And we'd love to tell you more about this. As a thank you for your time today, we'd like to offer a $400 credit that you can apply to your first Telinta invoice as a new customer. For more information, and I know there's probably lots of questions that we may not be able to get to today, but you can always contact us at info@telinta.com, and we'd be happy to help you. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony really explained, the Telecore, platform and the services that are plugged into it. And what we'd like to, talk about is our fantastic partnership with Anthony and Telinta on the delivery of your calls. And frankly, also text messaging is also available from us as well as a separate service. But let's start with the voice services. So, really at Commio, we pride ourselves on providing a solution that delivers better customer experiences. So really what we like to say is we are really that carrier layer that sits between the solution that you have, your hard and soft phones, and then sort of your end customers, your end users, where those calls are being delivered. So we really have built our solution as a bring your own carrier solution that plugs into companies like Telinta and application solutions like Twilio. And really anything where there's a communication layer where we can play a role through an API, we can plug in and then provide those services in a real high quality way that's very redundant and cost effective. And I'll go through all those features in just a second. So really what we like to say is, just like Telinta, who has the human and the technology components and the support to make sure that you can build and run what you need to run, You can also rest assured that one of the most important parts of that solution is how those calls are delivered and handled. We can provide you with total control and take away all of the worry, all the unnecessary costs and complexity so you can sleep better at night. That's really what, at the end of the day, what we want you to be able to do, knowing that your calls are being handled and delivered. And we try to take the telecom jargon out of this, but give you more control. And at the end of the day, too, just like Telinta, we offer, in our case, a fully US-based support team that are all experts that are available 24/7. We always have on-call engineering assistance for you at the delivery layer. So if you have an issue with a specific carrier or there's an issue with one of your DIDs, as long as it all comes through us, we can actually give you that support. So let's jump in and talk about sort of how we can help you deliver higher quality calls via Telinta. Well, first thing is reliability. So we provide, we deliver billions of calls across 40 layers of redundant carriers. Actually, it's 45 different carriers are available in our platform. What does that mean? Because people hear that and say, I don't know exactly what that means. What it means is that you don't have to go out and write 45 agreements with 45 carriers, Verizon, AT&T. You don't have to do that. We've already done that. And we're already serving, almost 2,000 unique customers on our side. And the more calls that come through our platform and our network, the better pricing we can get, and we deliver those savings back to you. So we want to make sure that it's reliable by having a multi-carrier solution for you, but also then, allow us to use something that we call intelligent call routing. Some people used to call it least cost routing, but that's a misnomer because it's not about the least cost. It's about the best cost at the highest quality. So if you talk to any of our 45 carriers, you'd hear them say, man, we were in testing with Commio for, over a year, maybe 2 years. Like we only let high quality carriers onto our network, and then we're going to make sure that they're being very competitive with their cost structure so that we can deliver that on to you. We also make it really easy to buy, port, provision, set up your phone numbers. And one of the great things about us becoming Commio, whereas we were Think and then we were Tele, by coming together under the Commio umbrella, we now have millions of numbers not only available, but under service. And we now have more number availabilities, more number blocks in more locations. And here's the best part, Anthony, I don't even think you know this, but if you have a customer in a specific location, and again, we service primarily US, Canada, and the UK, if there's somebody in one of those locations that needs a block of numbers, and if we don't, for whatever reason, have a block that's large enough to service them, we can literally go direct just as if we were a carrier and buy and get a block of numbers in a very short period of time, usually less than 24 hours. So we want to make it super easy to buy 1 or 1,000 phone numbers, get them provisioned and up and running, ideally the same day, and turn on things like text messaging. Anthony mentioned E911, any of the basic services you need to enable on a phone number. So it's reliable. We make it easy to get more numbers, more DIDs, and then attach them to our intelligent routing system, which again is available through, our APIs are connected through, Telinta, but we also have a great platform where you can go in and create routing profiles. If you just want to run a profile in one location just for AT&T or Verizon, you can do that. But we would say, why wouldn't you want to turn on all 45 and then let the software and the carriers basically compete for your calls at the best possible price? And by the way, when you have an issue, you can see on the right-hand side, its control and fraud protection are all built in. So what's interesting here is I have a window into our NOC, and I can see all day long, when calls go long, when there's any question about potential toll fraud, when we see things that are out of ordinary, that our software flags for us in real time, our technicians are monitoring down to the customer level. Hey, is this a long call or is it fraud? Is there something going on? And by the way, and I'm sorry to say this, we all know we're in this industry, but Memorial Day is coming up, and we know that holidays are a time where fraud can happen. But wouldn't it be great to know that somebody like Commio was watching all of your DIDs and your traffic to make sure that if there's fraud, we can mitigate that in real time using our technology, our software, and our people to help keep you safe from any of that fraud. So anyway, it's something that's built into our back end. We also offer something interesting. The company was founded on smarter toll-free, which I don't think a lot of people know. I mentioned intelligent call routing for domestic calls. It also works for international, but toll-free is where we started. So we actually have agreements with all 5 US toll-free carriers. And if you need one toll-free number or a dozen, whatever you need, we are a REST-borg. You can buy those numbers, provision, port, whatever you need to do. And porting obviously takes a little bit longer, but you can literally buy a new toll-free number, stand it up, and start delivering calls the same day through us. And it's also powered by intelligent routing. So we would recommend, again, you turn on all 5 of those toll-free carriers and you attach it to your solution. And again, based on the marketplace, the general location of where the calls are going to and from, our software will decide which carriers win and get to process those calls and obviously deliver fantastic cost savings to you. So last but not least, it's important to say too, I know that obviously if you're a VoIP service provider, you're not using Twilio, but it's just a good example of our interconnections span a bunch of applications and VoIP platforms to provide the voice layer, because at the end of the day, a lot of folks who come to work with providers are asking, hey, how are those calls actually delivered? How are they handled? How many carriers do you have? Well, now you can say you have 45 of them, and you get to choose which ones you can turn off, turn on or turn off, and then deliver those cost savings. So it's a really good story for you too, as you're out there in the marketplace. So that's on the voice side. Also on the messaging, we are a top tier SMS MMS provider, and that's thanks to our friends at Tele, who are now integrated into Commio. So we have a fully featured SMS and MMS API and platform that allows you to text enable any number. And we do everything from compliance and setup for brand and campaign registration for 10 DLC long code to hosted SMS. So you don't even have to port your numbers to us. You can still run SMS messages over those numbers. We handle, again, this domestic numbers, these 10-digit long codes, A2P campaigns. You can register your brands or your campaigns with our API or with our platform and make sure you're in full compliance. Because as we all know, 18 months ago, it was a lot easier to run text messages. Now there's so many compliance things that are involved. And what's great is we have the human resources and the software APIs and the platform to make sure that you're following the rules so that you can deliver those messages and not worry about them being flagged or, getting shut off, God forbid. And last but not least are short codes. As you know, the big boys love their short codes. They use it for lots of different things. Depending on your use case, it's a great fit. And we have a library of those, and we can also get those for you. So a fully featured SMS MMS solution as well, depending on what you're offering through your business, potentially beyond VoIP. A lot of you are getting into the messaging space. We can help with that as well. So to wrap it up, and by the way, fantastic time here, Anthony. I'm glad we want to keep this under half an hour, so we're doing great. So we wanted to sort of add on to Anthony's special offer there about getting 1,000 free minutes of voice service and that $400 credit. Those two things will be both available to you as a new customer of Telinta and Commio. So that becomes available as of this moment, now that we've done this webinar. So if you mention those specials when you sign up, we can activate those for you. And again, we really do recommend you can sign up for new service, open a test account, and we can walk you through the particulars of the special offer. And I did mention earlier too, we do have a minimum here at Commio. If you're going to turn us on, we do have a direct minimum, and it's $500 a month of voice traffic, which most people don't have any problem clearing, to make sure that you can become one of our customers. But we'd love to work with you there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bump it over here. Anthony, you got a bunch of questions during your section. I want to make sure we get to those right away. So why don't we start with the first one? And by the way, everybody out there, use the chat or the Q&A, and we will answer all that we can. If we can't answer them on the call, we will provide an answer direct to you after this. But Anthony, first question is from Albert. He's also in New Jersey. He said, what is Telinta's cost per seat, which I know every VoIP provider wants to know?
Thank you, Albert. And actually, that's the beauty of our solution is we don't charge you per seat, per extension, per user. We only charge you for your outbound off-net minutes, which usually corresponds to the number of minutes you send to a termination provider is a billable minute for Telinta. So We don't charge by seat, by user. If you want to charge by those things, you can, but we only bill you for outbound minutes. So this means it's extremely scalable. We grow when you grow.
Got it. And by the way, I did notice in the chat too, we just had the question, sort of doubling down on that $500 minimum. What does that mean from the Commio side? It really means you spend $500 on any of our solutions. So that could be for sending text messages. It could be obviously the voice side. It could be E911. It could be, any other service that we provide. As long as it adds up to more than 500 a month minimum, you're good to go. And that's where we want to be. Anthony, another question for you. This is Mohammed. He's up in Canada. He says, does the mobile soft phone app have a per user fee as well?
Hello, Mohammed. No, we offer mobile soft phone, desktop soft phone, and even a web-based WebRTC solution, and none of them have per user charges. It's a small monthly fee. So for a brandable mobile soft phone, you can have that for $75 a month.
Got it. Got it. Okay, there's a question for me here too. They're asking, can we see a list of of Commio's carriers and how easy is it to turn them on and off? John, it's a fantastic question. I would say that we'd be happy to, by the way, to do a demo for anybody who would like to see the sort of the back end Commio dashboard, how you and APIs. Obviously, you can go to our website, commio.com, and look at our APIs anytime you want. But we'd be happy to show you our backend platform, which is where you can come in and create a new routing profile. And immediately, the second step is here's a list of every carrier that Commio has available. And there's literally a toggle next to it. You can turn it on or off. And by the way, this gets to a whole nother layer where it's really nice, say domestically, let's say you're here in the US. I would recommend you turn them all on. Why wouldn't you? But you can actually then you can put in route blocks down to the MPA or NXX level. So you can literally say, hey, some of my customers in California today out in San Fran are having trouble with Verizon. Verizon has an outage because we like to say something, Anthony. You may have heard us say it on these demos before. It's not every carrier is good everywhere all the time. So a lot of people will, they'll buy like one connection through one of the big carriers and like, oh, well, of course, I should be fine. Well, we all know that there's outages going on right now somewhere, probably near you where you're sitting, and they come and go. And the idea would be if you can have multiple carriers, 4, 5, 6, 45 carriers in route, that not only will our software take care of routing around the biggest outages, but you can physically go into your routing profile and say, oh, for the next 2 days or 3 days in San Fran, take AT&T or Verizon out of route. And then you can immediately, the next call that will be placed to that area code, or that local, NPA, NXX will route around that carrier and will be delivered by another one. So that's what I'm talking about. The level of control that's available and visibility. And oh, by the way, you can also pull something called a PCAP, a packet capture. As long as you know the to and the from number, and ideally you want to, we keep that data on hand. I think it's 3 or 4 days. But look, ideally, you're sitting in the morning, you're hearing from customers or on your end that there's problems in a certain location. What's the to number? What's the from number? You can punch it into our system and literally see a packet capture of, we try to deliver the call and it was carrier number 15. And if you look at our interface, carrier 15, I don't know, maybe that's Verizon. So you can literally see, it's that carrier in that location. And then you can put in that short-term route block and life goes on. Guess what? You didn't have to file a support ticket. You didn't have to wait 2 days. And then the response is, you're good, which unfortunately we all have to deal with in this industry. So just FYI, that's a great question. Full visibility and control. Anthony, another one for you from Nancy out in Arizona is, do you charge for concurrent calls?
Hi, Nancy. No, our carrier grade platform doesn't limit your concurrent calls in any way. Your DID provider may have additional charges for concurrent calls, but we don't.
Got it. And by the way, I'm going to dovetail on that. One of the questions that I get for a lot of these is, does Commio charge by session or by minute? And we're purely minute based. So, sessions is not a thing. That's part of how we charge. So we purely bill based on consumption of minutes. Anthony, another one for you. This is Manuel in New York. He said, my customers need call recording. Can you do it? And how much does it cost?
Thank you, Manuel. Yes, call recording is one of the standard features of our platform. Many of our customers use it. We provide you with, I believe it's up to 25 gigs for free. And then after that, we have a small monthly fee when you, uh, if you exceed the initial storage. And you can also easily offload call recordings to third-party storage, Google, Amazon, or even your own storage as well.
Great. Oh, by the way, Johnny, want to say thanks for the shout out. He said, amazing. Looking forward to our call. Happy Commio partner for 7 years. Love to hear that. Thank you.
Nice.
I love those. Another question for you too is Lawrence he's out in Sunnyvale, California. He said, does Telinta support video calling? And are there extra fees for that service?
Yes, we do. Our platform is codec neutral. So as long as both endpoints can negotiate a common codec, you can work with any capability you need. Video calling, as long as both devices are video capable. And no, there's no additional fees. A minute is a minute, whether it's audio or video. Our mobile soft phone also can do video calling, which it's very cool for both consumers and business nowadays. And again, there's no additional charge for video.
Nice, nice. Your own version of FaceTime, huh? That's awesome. Sounds great.
Yes.
What was I allowed to say that? Oh, Apple, don't listen. Sorry.
Yes.
All
It's
right.
free on net calling. So actually, that's a very good analogy. If
I
one
like
of
it.
your customers calls another one of your customers,
Right.
we don't charge you for that minute. You
Okay.
can charge them if you want to, but we don't charge you.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, Anthony, I want to say fantastic session. We were almost exactly on time. Makes my heart good, happy as a marketer. Want to say thanks to everybody who attended today, everybody who's watching, and just a reminder, putting this back up here for the time being about our special offers of 1,000 free minutes and a $400 credit are in the offing if you decide to, give to Linta and by extension connecting Commio into it to provide that voice service for you. Would love to unlock these savings for you. And also, not only that, just the fantastic folks over at Telinta. We only hear good things from our customers about the Telecore platform and the services that Anthony and his team provides, and we're here to help with their our multiple redundant carrier network and controls and cost savings that will help everybody. So again, you can head over to Telinta's website or Commio's. We'd love to set up a demo and walk you through one or both solutions or anything we can do to help. And as we say, we're not here to give you a strong sales pitch, but we know that you're looking for a platform like Telecore and you're looking for a carrier layer like Commio. If there's a fit, we'd love to help and provide that to you. So, Anthony, any other final thoughts before we sign off for the day?
No, thank you all.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks again. Hope everybody enjoys our holiday weekend coming up, and we'd love to talk to you guys soon if we can provide any of these services to help. And we appreciate your time today. Thank you very much. See you,
Thank
Anthony.
you, Tim.
Appreciate it.